Weekly news. Weekly news.
Education,
Environment.
politics,
Economics.
agriculture.
Culture. Weekly news, a roundup of national news of the week on Renouveau TV every Saturday.
Weekly news, the news to English speakers.
Fans of Renouveau TV, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the weekly news. The famous activist and chronicler on net known as Marshal Madou or Maduka Journal was victim this week of assassination attempt in Bamako. Marshal Madou Kante of his real name, who was driving his car around 1 a.m. when a stranger with a firearm aimed at him. Marshal Madou recently participated in demonstration of the no to the referendum on the new draft constitution that divides Malian today. Many personalities, civil society, the majority and the opposition class paid a visit to him.
Weekly news. Weekly news.
For the control of Kidal, there is a recurrence of conflict between the coordination of Azawad movement and the IGAM and allied self-defense group Gachia. The two armed groups' signature of the agreement for peace and reconciliation in Mali again clashed violently on Wednesday, 26 July 2017, in several localities in the Kidal region. Mamadou Tapili.
Last Wednesday, intense fights between the Azawad Movement Coordination SEMA and the IMGAD and Allied Self-Defense Group Gatia took place in several localities in the Kidal regions. Takalot, Anafif, Tiwargen, Amasin, Koniba. Rarely have the conflicts between these two armed groups reached such a level of intensity. It was a carnage on both sides. There were several deaths, testifies under cover of anonymity of a Kidal notable. These fights of unbelievable violence have made at least 30 deaths, says another source. Several fights took place in July between the two armed groups in various localities in the Kidal regions. On Thursday, July 2017, they violently clashed south of Agal Ork. A week later, Tuesday, July 11, 2017, in Tijashiwen and Anafif, twice on both June and 20 July, the Malian state had to give up its return to Kidal in accordance with the timetable established between the signatories of the agreements. The various attempts to conciliate under the leadership of Mahmoud Dicko, president of the Islamic High Council of Mali, to obtain a ceasefire between the two armed groups have so far failed. As for the popular movement of the Salvations of Azawad, a movement of the platform rejects the blockage in the applications of the agreement for peace and reconciliations in Mali.
Weekly news. Weekly news.
How to strengthen the capacity of the traditional justice so that it can play the role it used to is the objective of the two-day meeting that took place in Bamako. It brought together judicial actors, religious and traditional and customary authorities. From Timbuktu, Nara, Gundam, Gao, Tessalit and Kidal, and President of Court, Justice of the Peace, religious from different regions across the country to take part in these 2 days of reflection on the revalorization of the role of traditional justice. Authorities whose role was predominant in the dispute resolution. In this period of national reconciliation after the multidimensional crisis in our country and the inadequacy of formal justice, is therefore more than necessary to resort to customary law. The Qadi is the Muslim judge. He resolves dispute between Muslim Arab matrimonial succession and inheritance problem on the basis of Islamic laws. He exercises a great influence on the faithful Muslim.
Weekly news. Weekly news.
L'Association Amis des Malades du Mini has offered a hunger and sanitation kits to the general management of the Gabriel Touré University Hospital Center. With a total cost of 5 million CFA francs, this donation will contribute to the rehabilitation of the morgue of the hospital. The Association Amis des Malades du Mini continues its humanitarian action in the field of health. After having rehabilitated the mosque of the University Hospital Gabriel Touré and the blood bank of the same sanitary structure, the Association Amis des Malades du Mini comes help the direction of the hospital through this gift. The morgue of the hospital is a sensitive place. Its sanitation is more than a necessary. For the director of Shiashi Gabriel Toure, this gift of Association Ami de Malade Dumini is part of its dynamic. The representative of the honorary president of the association, Imam Mahmoud Diko, and no less president of the Islamic High Council of Mali, says this opportunity to invite the members of the association to remain in its dynamic.
Weekly news. Weekly news.
Meeting on Thursday, 27 July for the 84th ordinary session of the Board of Directors of the Pharmacie Populaire du Mali. Directors examined and adopted the financial statement for 2016. In 2016, the operational plan of Pharmacie Populaire du Mali was marked by a greater control of essential medicine needs throughout the health pyramid. Also, during his 84th session, the turnover of the structure evolved relatively, a result that shows its good health. With regard to the investment side, huge effort will be made in this area. According to the Pharmacie Populaire du Mali official, more than 4 billion CFA francs are programmed to take charge of this component. In terms of sales and purchases, over 11.8 billion CFA francs were registered in these two areas in 2016. According to the general manager of the PPM, the various forecasts could be improved with regard to the management tools. Established in 1960, the Pharmacie Populaire du Mali is a symbol of national sovereignty.
Weekly news. Weekly news.
Only a few months after the vacation of the garbage that had invaded the market of Irmajo, another site was created by the inhabitants of the district just next to the cemetery, not far from the market. Because of its location, this anarchic depot makes the main road linking the Hôpital du Mali with the National Road 6 impracticable. Municipal authorities deploy large means to evacuate the second pile of garbage. This is one of the most frequented roads that has been transformed into rubbish dump by the inhabitants of Irmajo, a situation which is explained by the municipal authorities by the lack of the sustainable transit depot in the coming. To avoid such situations, the municipal authorities are obliged to find another option for better management of the garbage. As for the young people in the neighborhood, they now want to be involved in the fight against the anarchic deposit of garbage. The management of garbage generated by household is today a real headache in coming 6, not only for the municipal authorities, but also for the population. Hence, they need to involve everyone in order to find a suitable solution.
Weekly news. Weekly news.
The return of the Article 320 in Bamako and the publication of violent and shocking images on social networks are becoming more and more common. Last Tuesday, 2 suspected thieves lynched and then burned alive in the market of Medina made the terror of the social network Facebook, a practice that has attracted a lot of comments which relate to the failure of justice through the absence of the authority of the state. Mamadou Tapili for more details.
The Code of Accelerated Procedure of Justice, or Popular Justice, in vogue in the 90s, just after the fall of General Moussa Traoré's regime, that is to say Article 320, 1 liter of petrol at 300 CFA francs and the box of matches at 20 francs. At the time to burn alive the criminal and other delinquents is coming back in our country. The question deserves all its weight because last Tuesday in the market of Medina, 2 presumed the robbers were lynched and then burned alive by an angry crowd. For some people, this phenomenon is explained by a lack of a trustworthy justice in the country. The other phenomenon that is new is the publications of these atrocious images on social networks. Let us hope that these avenues of reflections can be used as appropriate to avoid other more complicated situations.
Weekly news. Weekly news.
Here takes an end this weekly news. Thank you for your faithfulness to this program. Take care.